And we are live. Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's your girl here. I am your host, Linkie Love, and my co-host is Coach Sheronda Barksdale.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going well. Things are going. We always fighting for the healing process.
That part, man, this healing journey is no punk. I'm gonna tell you, the good thing is the algorithm to social media
Okay.
seems to be following your journey. I don't know if you look up something, you're gonna get everything about it. So I got everything about healing and feeling it and ugly crying and all that, and I'm like, yup, that's me. Maybe I'm on the right journey. Then the Mercury retrograde and it's the X's coming. Child, look, I don't know.
And then it has
It's
Mercury and
a lot.
Cancer. Cancer of all the signs.
Baby Cancer season. Eh. I find out I got a little Capricorn in me and some
Oh,
Virgo. What
that
is it?
makes sense.
I
That
have what is it? The sun is in Cancer,
Mhm.
the moon is in Capricorn, and the rising is Virgo. I got them backwards.
Okay, that's not too bad.
So
Okay, so the moon is in Capricorn. Okay,
I'm
okay.
trying to learn about these things,
Yeah.
But
Guess
hey,
what my
this
moon is? Guess what my moon is?
since you're a Gemini, I don't know. Is it Cancer? Okay, okay.
The moon is already Cancer, and my moon is in Cancer.
So how you feeling? Is it flipping you around?
It's making me feel, right? But the
Okay.
beautiful part I've always loved about Cancer is, especially as a Gemini, is because
Hmm.
it makes me feel and process.
Yeah.
So with Gemini, we gotta analyze the hell. And then my rising's in Libra.
Uh-oh. Look
So,
out, Jesus.
okay,
So you
look
got
out,
some scales,
Jesus.
some twins, some feelings. So you emotionally all over the place. I
So you got your girl now. So you feeling me now.
understand it.
But it makes me want to know how to heal me and others. Those
Yeah.
three have a thing that makes me really want to focus on how do I make sure she's okay
Hmm.
so that I can help other people be okay. So I think that's what those three do for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That part. And that's exactly it. Like I guess that's why we connect. Because this is my journey. Now I could be doing my journey on my own time, doing me. I mean, which I am, I'm doing me, but I'm sharing my experiences because it's like, okay, I read all the posts. I see the stuff that people saying, and it's like, y'all, come on, let's go. Come on, let's huddle up. Let's support each other. It's love is something else. I was talking to a friend today how I came up with that quote I posted about love does not discriminate, but alignment is certain. And it's like we look for, and me too. Can I love you? Can you love me? Can I love you? Can you love me? But do we align? Now that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
We're gonna be going that one these days, but that's
That's
real.
a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
When I
But
saw
yeah,
that, I was like,
it just came. That's the thing. When I'm doing my stuff, when I'm going through my stuff, I'm gonna always run across somebody else that's going through theirs.
mhm.
And it seemed like we, can kind of bounce off of each other. Like I said, if I learn something new about myself or figure out something, I'm gonna share it and see who can use it. Who can use it? Oh, we got somebody in the chat.
Denise,
Hello, hello, hello.
hi
Hello,
Denise.
Denise. Thank you for joining us. By the way, you know that we are live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and we want to welcome the folks because they're going to see the playback on Pandora, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Whoop, whoop. Okay. We going some places. We out there. We expanding. We doing some expansions. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who's this? Torrance Jackson. All right, welcome.
Okay.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so here we go.
Yeah.
Topic. Tonight's topic.
Yeah.
12 stages of healing trauma. 12 stages of healing trauma. Now we did get that. Who was the people? Where did we get that from?
Fitness. What was it? Somebody fitness child. The
It
one.
was somebody fitness. So this is not ours. Okay, we just
Yeah.
letting the folk know we're on social media. People have some gems. I mean, they've been putting some gems out there for real. We get a lot of gems out there, and
Fitomize fitness, and it's playing on my Facebook for whatever reason.
I couldn't get it to play earlier.
It's
I
playing
could
right
not get
now.
it to play. I was gonna try to figure it out. See, that's that Mercury retrograde.
It's the retrograde.
Now, who was it again?
Hold on.
Okay.
Can you want me to play it?
Well, I don't know that. Can you share your screen?
It's allowing me to.
Okay, we'll go for it.
Okay. Let's see if it does it. Nothing. Oh,
There we go.
so I'm gonna pull it back to the stage one.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just do it. No big deal. I'll just dive into it and just start singing.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Don't cry.
I'm fine. Totally fine.
That's okay. I'm glad you got here when you did. I've been crying for hours.
Carl, how long do I have to work here? I mean, how long?
Every day. So, do you like weather?
Well done.
All right, this 12 stages of healing trauma.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how we all right, cool. All right, we learned a little bit with this technology. Except now we on it. I don't know what's happening, Jesus. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, so good. So let's start. Let's kick it off with the first stage.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say, okay, we're going through something. I don't know, breakup, trauma, maybe something, somebody passed away, financial stuff. I mean, trauma can come from anything.
Yeah.
Anything that happens that affects us psychologically, emotionally, it has some long lasting effects, right? Because sometimes we can go through stuff and it bounces off us and we like, all right, my day is going, whatever this happened. But then sometimes things happen and it stick with us. It affects us, like I said, psychologically, emotionally, and then it starts to affect other aspects of our lives. So it shakes us up a bit. And then typically relationships or how we show up at work or how we show up for ourselves. A lot of times we forget how we show up for self when trauma occurs. So the first stage is starting my healing journey like a badass cycle breaker. So let's talk about it. How do we know when it's time to start?
Let's talk about it. So I'm going to acknowledge Torrance, and I'm so sorry you went through that, Torrance. But sometimes trauma comes in through some form of accident, some form of abuse, some form of hurt, some type of breakup, right? We go through the thing, and now I'm starting my healing journey because I can do this.
Yeah.
I'm a badass. I can do this thing. I'm ready to conquer this thing because it's breaking me. It's causing me to be addicted to things, whether it's television, social media, food, alcohol, drugs. There's a slew of things that we could talk about being addicted to. But when we walk out, when we first start realizing this thing that I'm addicted to is breaking me, that's really what it means. When you see the awareness of this is not benefiting me at all. Me taking this drug, me drinking this alcohol, me eating all this food, me whatever the thing that I'm doing, it's not benefiting my life, and I'm not healing the way I want to. Then we go like, you know what? I'm going into the healing journey. And I put
Okay.
this right here at the beginning because I don't know if people always know what that means for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Sometimes people think the healing journey is I'm a badass. I can do it. And that is it. But we're going to talk about how the stages will show you how you're not so much a badass at certain stages of this journey.
Yeah, because I can tell you before my shadow work and even being a therapist, uh, when I initially was like, okay, I need to be on a healing journey, I thought that was just staying to myself. Before I had the tools and the concepts of what that actually looked like. And like I said, I'm a therapist. And so when I'm talking to people, we don't necessarily use that language, or at least we were not. Once I learned that, I started implementing it into my sessions about your healing journey,
Mhm.
because it's not a let me take one thing, let me do one thing, and then I'm healed. It is indeed a journey. It's a trip. It is a trip. And so, yeah, there it comes a time when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
That
You
part.
know, like I said, it usually shows up in some other dynamics of our lives that sucks, and
Yeah.
that's when we know, or other people may see some things that we don't see,
Yeah.
and they'll
Oh,
tell us like, "Hey, you might want to talk to somebody, or you need to figure out life because you're not yourself, and
yeah.
you kind of." You being a little irritated, and, you're doing too much. What's
Yeah.
the deal? Because
Yeah.
people can see what we don't see.
I love what you said. That's what started me 15, 20 years ago on my healing journey was specifically being sick and tired of being
Hmm.
tired. That's really truly what it was.
Yeah.
It was just, I'm tired of everything being the same, or feeling broken all the time, or needing some help, or all those things. I just got sick of it. It's just I'm
Yeah.
tired of the cycles, the cycles,
Hmm.
whether they're financial cycles, whether they're relationship cycles, whether it's the losing a job, gaining a job, whatever that looks like for a person. Why does my life keep looking this way? And that's a lot of times when the
Yes.
first stage comes in.
Yes. Yes. Mine was relationships. I got tired of hurting. It
Mhm.
seemed like every relationship ended the same way. My feelings hurt. I'm like physically in pain. I can't even function. And
Yeah,
I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I need to figure out something.
yeah,
I need something that's going to help me to end these cycles that I seem to be repeating. If the buck stops here, if I'm the common denominator, everybody else different, I'm the same me that's in these relationships.
yeah,
What is it that I need to do for me so I can stop either attracting or I don't know, getting into relationships, staying into relationship with the same people and I
right.
end up getting hurt.
Mhm.
So that part, that
Yeah,
part. All right. So once we decide we are going on this journey, it's like I'm tired of it. I need to break some cycles. Second stage is discovering all the ways to heal.
mhm,
And we have examples of meditations, affirmations, somatic work, tapping, which I want to get into,
yeah,
breath work, and dancing. So let's talk about that.
yeah.
I think the interesting thing is discovering, because I've told clients journal. They like, girl, what? And I'm like, journal is helpful. Now there was a point in time in my life where I journaled religiously. I got books, and I'm finding, the beginning of this second leg of my healing journey, I was journaling more, but then I kind of backed up a little bit, but I'm still releasing,
Mhm.
using voice notes and processing has been helpful, you
Yeah.
know um, but you got to discover what works for you. Some
That
people can't meditate. They don't they we think about meditation with the people sitting on the rug and their eyes closed and they chanting and doing all this other stuff, but really meditation is something that's going to take your mind off of whatever the stressor, whatever the trauma, the trigger, whatever the thing is that's making you feel negative or keeping you in some kind of spiral. It's taking your mind off of it.
yeah.
I was telling somebody the other day, listen to some music, whether it's whatever your favorite music is. It could be gospel music, um, something. But
Yeah.
then listen to the same song at least 3 times.
Yes.
Listen to the instrumentals.
Hmm.
If they're singing, listen for the words. And then if they harmonizing or doing any kind of stuff like that, listen for that.
Yeah.
And what that does, you think, okay, I'm listening to these things, but it gave your mind some ease
Exactly.
and your body, because when the mind start doing some stuff, the body gonna start doing it too. So it gives you a little bit of ease for
Yes,
that
it
moment.
does. Yes, it does. Yeah. Meditation is almost like a trance-like state,
Mhm.
but it's no matter what you're doing. Because come on, y'all remember if you're of the tape era, we used to have
At tapes.
cassette.
Yep.
Yeah, no, and we would rewind and listen to, and sometimes we would look at the words. You take out the little thing
Woo.
inside
I
and
have a
sing
little
the
book.
words.
Yep.
Yeah, we used to learn the words to a song. That's almost trance-like. The way
Hmm.
you focus in and you hone in, and it allows the mind to rest. It's not worrying about the next step. It's not worrying about the financial situation. It's not worrying about the breakup so much. I tell
No.
people all the time there are so many forms of meditation. Walking meditation is a thing. Like you said, most people think when you say meditate, I've got to sit down, sit in a specific position, and all that. Those positions have meanings, absolutely.
Hmm.
However, if that doesn't work for you,
Yeah.
you find what does. You do the walking, you listen to your music, but guess what? You listen to your music
Yeah.
and then you're mindful. You have to be, and then that's why I love practicing mindfulness as well. You're
Mhm.
mindful of, I'm listening to songs, but am I listening to the songs, or are the songs just playing and I'm still thinking about the breakup?
Yeah.
There's a difference when it comes to meditation, and when it comes to the healing process, and when it comes to healing the mind, and when it comes to mastering the mind. Is how do I shift just a little bit for even 5 minutes a day to not think about that thing? I tell
Right.
everybody start for five. Can you can you just focus for breathing? There are so many 5 minute breathing exercises on YouTube. It's not funny.
Hmm.
You do not have to do this on your own. There's so many. Here's one of the things I use. Even my cat like it.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Myself,
Yeah.
even the cat sits her butt down. You hear me?
Okay.
She chills out and she's just listening. Just give yourself 5 minutes. And then over time, it feels, once you get used to hearing that sound consistently for 5 minutes, then it
Mhm.
becomes a 10-minute thing. Then it's a 15. I've meditated for 2 hours straight.
Nice.
2 hours straight. And it was so healing. That's the only reason I think I made it this far in life, honestly. Things like that, where I allow my brain not to be consumed by something that's probably not even that important at the time. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's just happening in this moment. Most of
Hmm.
the times when we are on a healing journey, we're caught up on something, number one, that is old, that happened a long time ago, that we were
Hmm.
absolutely the victim of, but we're safe right now. But the brain has not received yet that it's safe, or something new, like a breakup, a job loss, or something like that. And we're consumed in, what could I have done differently? What did I
Right.
say wrong? All these things. And so the brain has to be retrained in both situations to be able to say, pause. Let's take a break from it. Let's not, we don't have to think about this. Sometimes you've got to tell the brain. Most of the time for the longest I thought the brain was telling me the truth. The
Yeah.
brain lies to us all
Hmm.
the time. It will lie to us based off of its experiences. Now I've got to teach you a new experience, brain. Let's sit here for 5 minutes. Let's feel the prickly grass. Let's feel the sun on the skin. Let's feel the air. Let's hear the cars. Let's have an experience that's not what you're afraid of right now. And that's
Yeah.
just part of the training of healing, discovering the ways to heal.
That part indeed. And it's not a magic fix. It's
Mm,
not a quick fix.
mm,
It's something that truly take time. If I take 5 minutes and I do breathing exercises, 10 minutes later, am I going to start crying? I might.
yeah,
And that's okay. But at least for those 5 minutes, I was not.
yeah.
at least for those 5 minutes, my brain, my body had a chance to kind of, chill out a little bit, focus on something else. You know, cleaning is helpful. Child. That's something I've been saying. I need to clean, I need to clean, I need to clean. There for it. But it does help, so you discover those things.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of places I've seen in the Houston area I want to try out. I did the sound bath kind of previous to my journey, but that's something I do want to try again. And I've been seeing folks have been floating in pools and stuff with it. I'm like, oh my goodness, so another spot where they have like these vibrating seats and you cover your eyes and put these headphones on. So I'm guessing there's some kind of sound, something going on. They, like you said, online, you can go on YouTube. They have like the somatic with the stretches and different poses and different things that you could do. And I saw a little bit about tapping. Like I said, that's something I want to learn more about with the tapping. Because people
wait till next time we talk. I got you.
Okay. Because people were saying like, doing these different things and stuff. I'm like, child, I need to figure it out. And I'm open to it. And I'm like, I would encourage people to be open to it because that might not be your thing today. Like I didn't ever think I would journal.
Yeah.
And I was writing books, the breathing exercises. I remember I had a friend that I was talking about breathe. And I'd be like, what? That is helpful because the nervous system, when we are upset, that nervous system is hell. Okay.
Yeah. What?
If it thinks you're not safe, it's just going to have you all wound up. And it's hard to unwind just to say, well, I'm going to unwind. And that's why people get into substances and other things to try to unwind. Then you're going to have that problem. But allowing your nervous system to calm down by letting it know, hey, we're safe, we're good, can help you through this journey. I think it's the pain that's the most difficult part for people.
That's the part.
Physical that part. Mm-hmm.
Let me say this real quick too about this particular stage. People get caught up in the hype.
Okay.
One of the things I did was float bath. So then if everybody wants to take their girlfriend, let's go do a float bath. Let's go do a float bath. Let's go have fun. Let's go meditate together. Let's all go instead of connecting with the actual discovery. So I discovered that dancing is a thing that helps me release my emotions. Okay, I can go with all my friends to a dance class, right? And we all move our bodies and all this good stuff and have a good time. But did you connect with you?
Okay.
Did you connect with the movement itself? Did you connect with the music itself? Or are you just doing this because everybody is doing it?
Yeah.
That's why that stage is so early. That's what's a stage because that's what tricks people a lot of times. They hear about the meditation, you hear about the breathing, and you hear people talk about it, but are you practicing it for the purpose of regulating the nervous system?
Yeah.
There's a difference because there's a lot of hype. Even with crystals and stuff like that, people got in the hype, especially during COVID. It was in the hype of it. But do you know what it really feels like? Have you ever done a float spa? Do you have a float spa out there?
They have, well, from what I'm seeing, I don't know if that's Houston or Atlanta. I keep the two shows up on my feed.
Oh.
I did one. It was a sky. It was like this hotel that had this restaurant, Skyrise, and it turns.
Okay.
And so, but I was seeing that, I don't know if it's the same people or some different folks have some in different locations. Okay. I know of one Memorial Park, they're beside the pond. They're not in the pond. So, yeah.
Peace, Terrell. Good to see you.
Hey, Terrell.
But the flow spas that I've gone to, it's been multiple ones I've gone to, but it's the same company. It's this thing that's kind of shaped like an egg.
Oh, and that thing. Yeah, they do have one of them. Girl, I'm claustrophobic. I'm like, the hell no, I wouldn't be relaxed.
I don't close mine. I'm be honest. I don't close mine. But I do get in there, and they put so much salt in there. It's like the Dead Sea. You can float. You can't. You don't have to know how to swim to float in this thing. You lay back, you're gonna float. And they got lights and there's music playing. It's an experience, honey. Yeah.
Not that thing, girl. I'd be so nervous. They'd be defeating the damn purpose. Now the ones I saw, people had like a pool. like a swimming
I can
pool,
see that where it's not
and
covered.
they're on these little blow up thingies and
Okay.
covered up, and they, somebody doing it, they got their eyes covered. I'm okay with that,
You
but
okay
in
with
that,
that?
girl, no, ain't no way. Ain't no
Well,
way.
the first time I was nervous, but now that I've done it a few times, I really it kind of forces your brain because the lights go off. The lights go
Mhm.
off. It's only the lights inside your little egg thingy. It's
Yeah.
it's big enough for you to float in circles. Your body just kind of floats. And I'm a floater anyway. I like going to the pool and floating, all that good stuff. So
Mhm.
that helps my brain kind of reprogram. I wish I could do it more often. That's one of those things. But you again, what you said, find what works for you, but don't let it be about the hype. Don't
Yeah.
let it be about because everybody else is doing it, I'm going to do it too. I need to find what's going to help me heal my trauma, and that
Mhm.
feels good to me. So Linky's going to be floating on her little float pad.
Girl, in a big open pool.
The big old pool.
Not in the coffin looking egg thing. No, thank you. uh-uh. Claustrophobia say it's a hell no for me, girl. It'd be a whole different thing going on. Uh-uh.
You funny.
All right, so looking at the third stage, it says me after I start digging my hidden triggers, unresolved trauma, and taking responsibility for all of my shit. So this is where I would say the first stage is acknowledging I need to do something. Second stage is figuring out some things that are helpful. We didn't talk about affirmations. I just saw that on there.
Oh,
Affirmations.
yeah.
A lot of people feel, oh, that's false. No, you affirming these things. You got to change the way you thinking. But the third stage, I think, is the meat and potatoes.
Yes.
Because yes, I had a breakup, or yes, this traumatic thing happened to me, but where's the seed? And how is it truly affecting me? And I need to be aware of how this is affecting me, because y'all could be hurt and I could be in pain, yes.
Mhm.
But how is it showing up in other parts of my life?
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah, and I'm gonna briefly mention shadow work here, but we're gonna get more into it probably with this next stage. But this is where, this is why when I work with people in shadow work, especially when they're brand new to me, the first 1 week or two is the only time I will work with people on the past.
Yeah.
I do a 12-week program. It's just those first 2 weeks that we're gonna. First week, I'm gonna tell you to either write the letters, who hurt you, what happened. We're gonna second week, we're gonna read the letters, probably burn them, put them in some salt water, whatever you can do. And from that point forward, it's about the work. Because when you start digging up those, you need to find out where the seed is. Like you said, what planted this in me?
Yeah.
What made me feel not safe? What made me feel not pretty, undeserving, unworthy? Um, Whatever that feeling is that gets triggered by a brand new person who didn't even plant the seed now.
That part, Lord.
That person, the job didn't plant the seed now.
Yeah.
And that's when we go back to affirmations. You've got to affirm who you are in order to realize that job can't tell you who you are. That person you're in a relationship with cannot tell you who you are. Somebody said something at some point in your life at a very young age. I'm still with Carl Jung, 0 to 8 years old, where somebody made you not feel safe. Made you feel that you were not enough, that who you are was not good. And but how can you not be at that age?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. But if that's what's planning, here we are at stage 3. Now we're gonna dig it up. What is it? Where do we find? And what it say? And take responsibility for who shit.
Okay, for all of my shit. That's
Well,
right.
who shit? Your shit. No,
That
you
part.
didn't. You didn't plant the seed.
Mm-hmm.
But as an adult, we're responsible. But we're responsible for how we respond to that shit.
Yes. Yes.
You can't go to jail and say my mama taught me how to hate myself, so I drink too much. Nigga, you going to jail for DUI. That's what they're gonna say. You going to jail for this DUI right now. Let's go. You see what I'm saying? But that's what makes people usually get on the healing journey is you start seeing the repetitiveness of your own mistakes, and then finally you're like, hands up. I'm so sick of this. I'm tired of this cycle, and now I'm gonna take responsibility for my shit.
That part, that part, because you can acknowledge, like you said, that something happened. And I think people get stuck in it. People get stuck in, I'm triggered. Okay. This happened to me. I'm triggered. Okay. But then everything else around it, what did you do? If you told me something and it triggered me and I blew it all the way up, that's on me. That's not the other person's fault because I'm triggered. I have to learn how to respond differently. And I'm with that. That's me. I have to learn how to respond differently. And I think a lot of times we don't take accountability because we feel like somebody else did this to
Yeah.
me. And if they wouldn't have did this to me, then I wouldn't be like this. So now that I'm like this ain't my fault. This is why I'm doing it. No, okay, it's not your fault. No, nobody wanted anybody to hurt anybody or, go through those things. No, that part is not your fault. But the way you respond and react, that's you. All of that is you. Nobody ever taught me how to love. I know, man. I feel you. But this is where you have an opportunity to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
The proper ways. There's enough books, there's enough groups, there's enough therapy, there's enough shadow work, there's enough a lot of stuff out there for
Yeah.
us to be able to take responsibility and take time to learn. Well, this is just how I am. Well, then you're gonna be like that until you get
See?
tired and you get ready to own up to your stuff. Yeah.
And yeah, that's a that was a big part of my own journey was being responsible. Like I was sick and tired of me. I was tired of me.
Hmm.
And what came with that was, but how do you change? Sure. Well, what do we do about this though? There's got to be some resolve to it. It's okay if not. It's okay. Something happened to me.
Yeah.
It was wrong. They hurt you. They said bad things to you. They broke you. But now you don't get to go out here and break people.
No.
And and mine kind of looked like breaking men. Like I kind of found a
Mhm.
little joy in that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just kind of got in a
Okay.
place where I was like, I enjoy breaking men. But technically, was I? I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, their feelings would be hurt, but really, I'm doing something to satisfy something, that momentary satisfaction, that moment of feeling good. And then now I'm alone again in my bed.
Yeah, because those dudes didn't do you nothing.
Didn't do a thing.
Yeah.
They didn't do a thing. It was that my dad. Let's be clear.
Hmm.
It was my dad.
Okay.
It was my
Yeah.
dad. And so being angry about the fact that he wouldn't love me the way I wanted him to, or whatever my issue was at that time, I took it out on other people. And so that's part of the taking responsibility. Okay, guess who I have with me every day?
Hmm. You got you. Yeah.
Every single stinking day. So guess who gets to make the responsibilities and control some of the outcome of what I want life to look like?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the part of taking responsibility and realizing I can understand how to love someone by
Hmm.
learning how to love me.
That part.
Learning how to love me and not waiting for somebody else to do it the right way when I don't even know what that looks like. I could get it in a way that actually feels and looks good, right? On the outside. But if I still have all these triggers on the inside, I'm going to destroy that good love.
Yeah.
Destroy it because I don't know how to accept it because I don't even know who I am. I'm still
Part.
carrying around baggage.
That part. And it's not everybody else's responsibility to carry your baggage with you. It's truly not. Now they can be like, all right, I understand you have baggage, and I'm gonna,
Mhm,
be here while you deal with that.
mhm.
If that's what they choose to do. I'll be here while you deal with it. How can I support you? Like we said before, is there anything you need me to say or do? Nope. I something I got to do on my own. All right, I respect that.
Mhm.
And if you see me in the corner, kind of, like trying to get it together, let me get it together. because I am processing. I'm trying to do something. Now, if I'm still lashing out at you or something,
yes,
that's a whole different thing. We're
Oh.
not saying that anybody have to deal with that.
no,
Because just because somebody has had trauma in their life doesn't mean they have to be an ass.
yeah, exactly.
And you have to be there and take it. No,
Mhm.
you don't have to take that.
Mhm.
Not at all. Not at all. All right, this is some good stuff. All right, so stage 4. Thinking about the ways my childhood and generational cycles have shaped me and that they all served a purpose. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. That's shadow work.
That's shadow work.
Okay.
Mhm.
And you know what? That's some EMDR stuff too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Because we don't, now the Lord blessed me to see 49 the other day. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody said, you don't look over 25. Hey.
Birthday. Well, I'll give you 30. I'll give you 30.
Give me 30. Okay, thank you, kindly. But we don't, at my old age, who would have thought stuff that happened when I was 5? If I had no knowledge of shadow work,
Mhm.
no knowledge of healing journey, but me showing up today and thinking about a relationship that I had at my age, I got triggered, old baggage, didn't know how to deal with a healthy relationship. Who would have thought when I was 5, something that happened when I was 5 years old would affect what's happening today because it was not resolved.
Come on.
That's a generational thing. A lot of times in our community, especially in this generation, our parents didn't go to therapy. Grandparents did not go to therapy. Growing up in therapy, just in general, was not a concept. I went to the beautician more to get my hair done, and anybody would have ever that wasn't even something that was introduced to me. But make certain your hair is dead was okay. And so, yeah, we don't know just how these things have affected us, and that's why we sit down and we talk to somebody. We think about who told you this about yourself.
Yeah.
Who told you were not deserving of a healthy relationship, or no one's ever shown you what a healthy relationship actually looks like? Because maybe in my house, my parents was fighting if my parents was even there. Maybe the parents was locked up. Who knows? So you have nothing but maybe stuff you see on TV and child, don't even get me started on that. But you have no examples of anything.
Yeah.
Or even when someone hurts someone, a lot of times people are vengeful.
Yes.
And they don't forgive, and then they don't forget, and so everybody gonna get it because I ain't gonna let this happen to me.
Everybody
can get it because this happened to me, and I ain't gonna let it happen. And so we grow into that. If my mama don't take no shit off of nobody, here I am, same way.
No sense.
You hurt me once, ain't nobody gonna hurt me again, and that's where a little narcissism comes in at, because it's trying to protect us. Avoiding attachment people. We got to do something on attachment styles too.
We got to. Yeah.
Those avoidance. They're afraid. They don't want to get hurt. A lot of times these people that's huffing and puffing and doing all this BS, they don't want to get hurt. And so those are defense mechanisms. And that doesn't make it right. That's just to understand what's happening. And for those who might be engaging in that, to understand where you're coming from, because this was some stuff that happened in your childhood.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about doing shadow work with people is this part right here of looking into what was your relationship with your mom? What was your relationship with your dad? Did you have siblings? What order are you in your siblings? Because it makes a difference. It makes a difference. Oldest, youngest, middle. It makes a difference wherever you were in that space. And finding that I can talk to people for a good just 10 minutes. I know I can hear it very clearly about why they believe what they believe. You can kind of just feel it out. It's just one of those things. I remember I went through some traumatic things in my childhood, in my youth, my adolescence, and with my mom specifically, big ones. And I remember I got to a point where I was having dreams of fighting her. I was in like my early 20s, like I was in full blown fights with my mother. When I would
Oh,
wake up, I would realize you're still angry with her. You're still mad at your mother. Why are you fighting her? I love my mother. You know, that's my mama. She
yeah.
does some things. And doing the shadow work with myself, Spirit never let me allow to come out here and teach shadow work without me going through it. It's first fruit. I had to eat the fruit first and
Mm-hmm.
learn here before I could go out here and teach people. And I
Yeah.
realized with her that she learned it from her mother.
Mm-hmm.
There was certain wording when parents say stuff like "We're gonna sweep this under the rug." That's a generational thing, especially
Yeah.
in our community. Black folks are good for saying when something happens in the family, we're gonna pretend like it didn't.
Yep. Family secret.
Family secret. We're gonna pretend like, and so it replayed in my ear like loudly one day after one of those dreams, and I heard loudly, "We're gonna sweep it under the rug," and I said, "Her mother said that." But then I wasn't mad at my grandmother because my grandmother heard it from somewhere. Then my
Mm-hmm.
great grandmother heard it from somewhere, and my great great. There are generational things that have been passed down to people.
Yeah.
It's not just black folks.
Oh
There's a
yeah.
reason why certain levels of hate exist for certain communities. There's certain
Mm-hmm.
pain that exists for certain communities. It's the reason why this is not simply your childhood. The childhood tells a story. It does. But we have to be aware that you're trying to break a when you say you're on a healing journey, baby, you're breaking generations of
Yes, Lord.
generations of teachings, generations of pain. You have entered a space to say, if you're gonna be real about it and you don't get caught up at stage number two with the meditation didn't work, so I'm done. If you don't get stuck there and you've been
Mm-hmm.
prepared to stage four about thinking about the ways my childhood and generational cycles have shaped me and they serve a purpose, you start realizing I see it now. And I don't want that to exist within my children. So even when it comes to my boys, even if I do something, I apologize. If I go off and I find out, okay, mama might have overreacted, I meant what I said, but I'm
Yeah.
sorry about how I reacted to you to break that trauma. Because sometimes that's all it took to break the trauma that most of us went through is a parent saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so that's what this stage is describing, that moment where you realize I wasn't just beat up on and people were being mean to me and this person touched me so wrong. Somebody touched them too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody probably touched them too. And their belief system and how
Mm-hmm.
they responded was to touch you as well. Not giving excuses. Linky already said that.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
excusing
Just to
behaviors
understand
here.
what's happening.
It's
Mm-hmm.
understanding where it's coming from.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times, there are times, I won't say a lot of times, there are times when you're older, parents are older, when they might apologize.
Mm-hmm.
They might look back and make growth. Everybody have an opportunity to grow in life.
Mm-hmm.
And they are more kinder and gentler in their approach. The damage is still done back there, and so making peace currently is great.
Mm-hmm.
That is great. You got to go back and make peace with that past. You got to go back and make peace with your past, because if you don't, you can repeat it. It can
Carry.
definitely be repeated. And all of these things are learned behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
And if you learn them, you can unlearn them and learn something new.
Let's go.
Definitely learn something new. All right, stage 5. Trying to heal everything one way or another, but the triggers keep coming back. That's my story, Jesus. Because I had gone through the first leg of my healing journey. I spent some time alone, was loving on myself, stopped, and then got into a relationship, and bam, here come these damn triggers. And it's like, well, wait a minute, what happened? What's happening? Am I not healed? Did I miss something? What is it going on? What is going on with it? And I think,
Oh, go ahead.
well, I mean, yeah, you jump in when you want to, but I think, like we said before on our triggers live, those triggers still might come. They still may come no matter how healed you are, no matter what uh lessons and affirmations and meditating and everybody done kumbaya and we done forgave everybody. Something just might trigger us. We cannot measure the progress of our healing journey by am I triggered or not. Some instances I might be triggered and I can just kind of like, oh, whatever. But then depending on what's going on in my world, like if I'm stressed and burned out and something happens that triggers me, that trigger gets amplified 1,000.
Come on.
Not because I'm not healed, but because there's a lot of other stress and stressors going on. And maybe I forgot to look out for myself first. Maybe I forgot a little self-love practices. And some of those stuff may have shown up.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that you're defeated. That doesn't mean that you failed in some kind of way.
That's right.
So, yeah.
The trigger is the symptom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it again. The trigger is a symptom. Y'all know how y'all go to the drugstore and you have a little cough and cold, and the cough is a symptom of the cold.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
Our triggers is just a symptom of the thing that happened to us. But that's why sometimes it shows up randomly in a brand new relationship, a brand new job, the feeling has nothing to do with what's happening in the now.
Yeah.
The trigger is literally reminding you of something that happened previously. If you've ever been in a car accident, hit from behind, and you start driving again, you forever looking in your rearview mirror to see.
Okay.
There's somebody that feeling is real. That PTSD, that's what triggers. It's a symptom. It's like I'm scared that I'll get touched again. I'm scared I'll get thrown against a wall again. I'm scared that I'll get hurt again. I'm scared. That's what triggers it. But that's the awareness. So I try to really teach people how to use the trigger to be aware that it's telling you something about an old thing and where you are in that process. The trigger doesn't mean that this person behind you in that car is going to hit you.
Yeah.
And so that's what we talked about before about the nervous system. The nervous system wants to do everything it can to protect you, even if it's destroying you.
That part. And then when the triggers show up, I'm learning, sit with them, ask them what's going on, and then you have to really discern, okay, am I in any danger right now? Is anybody going to hurt me? Is there any proof of anything that's showing me in this moment that I need to be concerned about getting hurt?
Yeah.
Even if something feels familiar, is it truly happening right now? Or is this some old stuff that's showing up?
Yeah.
And that's where the work continues. It would be so nice if I could just be like, hey, I'm floating. And I ain't got to worry about doing work again because I put in some work and then I'm done. No, the work is lifelong because healing doesn't end.
Yeah.
It does not end. These are things that we have to continue. Meditation, affirmations, setting boundaries, all these different things that we, have been practicing. We had to continue.
Gotcha.
It may not be as intense, but we should have some practice of some sort that we continue. And if life has life be life and something gets uncovered, then we have to go back to the drawing board and see what we have to do for ourselves in order to work on healing that as well.
I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go straight into stage 6.
All right. Yeah. Setting boundaries and standing up to toxic friends and family. Ooh, Jesus. You know what? I had a situation, child. I almost made it, but didn't make it quite. But nevertheless, there are situations where people will try to keep you stuck and stagnant in whatever state that you're in. I was looking at something. I was reading something. It was something that said about when people set boundaries, the ones who fuss the most are the ones who benefited from you not having any boundaries at all.
In the first place. Yes.
That part. You know who you are. You know what you're willing to deal with. And if you don't want to go to XYZ, you don't want to talk to whoever, you don't want to see whatever, Tell the people, look, I don't want to deal with that. I'm trying to get my life together. Leave me alone. I don't need to talk about nothing. I don't need to, deal with nothing. And if they your friends, they your peeps, they're like, you know what? I'm so sorry. I didn't realize this was bothering you like that. I'm gonna let it be. But if they be like, hey, Debbie, you know what? You're gonna get blocked. Keep it up. But a lot of times people, and sometimes they don't. I don't know. Sometimes they got their own boundary defects.
Yep.
And so they, will lean all over on your plate and trying to add to your stuff. And it's like, look, I'm trying to deal with my own stuff. Bless your heart, but I gotta focus on me right now. I can't pour from this empty cup. My cup is so empty. They got dust coming out, child. I can't do that. Can't do nothing with that. So I gotta take some time for me. I ain't acting funny. Yeah, I am acting funny. I'm acting funny because I need time for myself.
I need me.
I need me right now. You might need me, you might have to wait, but I need me right now, and I need this time for me for sure.
Yeah. And something I've learned about toxicity with people is some people, especially pulling away from family, some people have zero intentions of being toxic. They don't even know.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
They don't even know that they're being toxic towards you. That is not their intention at all. But these motherfuckers are fucked up. They're so I'm going to just say stuff to you. I'm going to be mean. And then if you say that you're being nasty right now, they'd be like, no, I'm not. I'm just being honest. No, fuck you.
Your honesty is some bullshit.
Yeah. I don't like what you just said. You're making me not feel good about me. And then people will try to force you to stay in relationship with them because they didn't mean to make you feel bad, and you need to feel some different way. Fuck them folks. I'm not playing with these folks in these streets anymore. It's not even about your setting boundaries has nothing to do with making somebody else feel good. Or even proving a point. That's another thing about y'all setting boundaries. People set boundaries to prove a point to somebody that I don't have to deal with you. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Just set the boundary for yourself. When you start setting boundaries because you're either worried about the response or you want a response, you're still not doing you. You're still not you're blocking people in hopes to hear from your auntie from down the street that such and such said that you blocked her on social media. If you're doing it for that reason, you're still not healing the process. You're not healing. You're healing. And when you are choosing to create a boundary with someone, it's for you and you alone.
That part. No explanations needed. No long drawn out letters. Do what you got to do for you. Definitely do what you have to do.
You know how I feel about stuff like this. I don't give it a fuck them folks. Let them folks stay where they at because I've learned, even when I'm invited genuinely into a space to be there, that if I go into that space and it's gonna make me feel anxious, if it's gonna make me feel unworthy, if it's gonna make me feel like I'm not enough, because I know how this conversation goes when I'm around these people, I'm not going, and it's not to make them. I don't care how they feel.
Yeah,
I need to be okay with her. That's it.
That part. All right, and that brings us to stage 7. Validating all of my feelings and experiences instead of shutting down or staying distracted and busy. I'm in pain. I'm hurting. I'm hurting physically. I'm hurting emotionally.
Is this shot helping?
I ain't felt it yet where it was helping, but I did
You did a series of 3.
Well, this is number 2.
Oh,
this is the second one, child. This is just the second one, and then I have to go back to physical therapy. But I was in the swimming pool yesterday trying to move my arms because they keep saying you got to move them. So I'm doing this here and trying to do that. And the day was like, girl, look, and I'm like, Jesus, help me. But I do realize that a lot of that is related to grief and stress. When you talk about that frozen shoulder, that you have the grief locked up in there. So I done got the full moon water, child, and poured it on there. I done got the black walnut stuff, poured it on there. That's why I want to go find these people with all these different things tapping and all that. Whatever I need to release,
You need to go to the
please.
food spas, get inside that salt water. That's what you need.
That with that thing in there, that's Lord. I need an open one that's wide open. But for the most part, not trying to push my feelings down, not trying to sugarcoat or act like I'm okay. You know, that's why people, you putting all your business out there. Well, and I'm not putting all my business out there.
Right.
But I am being transparent with some things. You know, when I was in a happy state, y'all saw that. Y'all saw me with folks. Y'all don't see me with nobody. And I am sharing what I'm feeling. And I'm sharing what I'm doing to heal that. And with that, first, I have to validate that within me. I'm not feeling good. I've spent my whole summer break grieving. And that's what it is. It is what it is. Would I have loved to have been on vacation somewhere? I ain't got no money. That would have been nice. And then I got this shoulder. So guess what? Downtime, creating stuff. Actually, this is my coping strategy. Tinkity, this podcast, right? And so just sitting in it sucks, but it's needed.
Yes.
Now, if I was just doing, because somebody checked me, a couple folks checked me. Are you doing this to avoid feeling? No, I'm feeling every damn thing. I'm feeling it.
We gotta check.
And I appreciate it. I do, because I know a lot of times people will be busy. They doing this, they doing that, they working, putting in extra shifts. They, maybe taking 2 or 3 vacations. If they got the coins like that, sis, do that. Okay. I ain't got that. I can't do that. So I gotta sit with it.
Gotta sit with
where I'm at. But people will try to avoid the feelings. I can't. It's there. I'm feeling it. And that's part of it. Each day is a different day. Some days I'm feeling it a bit more. Some days I'm not feeling it as much. But I'm not if I have a drink, if I thought the drink was gonna do something, what does that do? I'll be drunk one day and then I'm feeling
sober and thinking about it again.
Does not do anything. Does not do anything.
You see what Denise asked you?
She said, what have you learned from that last relationship? I have learned that I need to put myself first, because I cannot expect someone to carry me and not carry myself. That's what I've learned. Yeah. I've learned that burnout is real, and that even though I try to be Superman and save the world, y'all like my little mental health awareness shirt with that green Superman logo. That's real, because that's a lot of times I feel like I gotta go save everybody, I gotta help everybody, and then I get put over here. Okay, and so with me in relationship, I was still doing that. So I'm over here. Relationship was over there. And so I'm trying to do this. Relationship, where's Linkie? I don't know, but we're doing this, do this. Do that. And so I'm learning to put myself first so I can show up better.
Yeah.
So I do have stuff to pour out, not just I'm pouring out fumes to everybody, to be able to take that time for me.
Spreading yourself thin. Just spreading yourself thin.
Yes.
But I have to say about the validation part, healing honors authenticity. That's why the name of my business is Authentically Your Expressions.
Okay.
And the one thing I've learned is healing is honored by the truth. We like to go out here and tell everybody, and again, this is not about telling everybody all your business and what's going on. But shut up. You don't have to say everything's wonderful. You don't have to say and make up lies and tell people stories just to make them think that you're doing okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm making it work, thank you. When you are breaking, the validation is for you. My heart is broken. I am sad. My body hurts. There's something I'm not even going to ask for no forgiveness. I don't even know why I started off that way. I've learned in the Black church that a lot of times that we're supposed to always just say, I'm blessed, I'm good. We're not supposed to acknowledge the pain. You're supposed to just say, I'm doing well, I'm doing good, the Lord is blessing me and stuff. When we talk about affirming something, we're affirming what is true, but also you got to acknowledge what's not true. I'm not okay right now. And you should have certain people you should be able to say that to. You don't have to get on Facebook and announce
Yeah.
it to the world. Sometimes we do. That's our choice. But if that's not what we're talking about when it comes to validating your own feelings, instead of shutting down and staying busy, it's saying, I'm not okay today. I think I'll slow down a little bit. Or I'm not okay today, but I'm about to get up and wash 5 dishes.
Yeah.
It's the acknowledging what you feel and what are you going to do about it that is validating. That's the healing process. It is not healing pretending that the pain doesn't exist or
Yes.
pretending that that person didn't hurt you.
Mhm.
You weren't the one who you walked away from a bad situation. You still got to validate, I miss them. You know, so you still got to acknowledge, I miss them. Why do I miss this person who hurt me? And that's how you go through the healing process of, why do I miss this person who used to beat my behind every other day? Why is that a thing? Oh, maybe when I was a child, I got beaten on a regular basis. Or maybe my people at school told me something about me. It's the way that we enter into the space to heal that inner child, to heal ourselves, because we're being honest about what it is. You ain't got to tell nobody.
Yeah.
Linkie talked about voice notes. I tell people video. Get on a video and talk to yourself. Write it.
Mhm.
Say it out loud. Just shout it to go in the country and shout it. In my backyard, I ain't in the country, but the animals think I am. So I go back there. In Atlanta, the deer just be running around my
Hey.
backyard. It's crazy. But I'm gonna say it to the ethers
Mhm.
that I am sad. My heart is broke. My husband died. I'm hurt. Where is he? Bring him back. I'm gonna say the things, and then I have to honor what I can do in order to help myself heal. That's what we talk about validation. Denise said, have you always put your partners first? You get a lot of questions.
Yeah. I put everybody first. And that's what I'm learning this leg of my healing journey.
Yeah.
You know, what I've learned, and this is a hey April, you made it back. What I've learned is not everywhere is a safe space to express how you truly feel. I'm a safe space for people, and did assume that everyone hold the same safe space.
Yeah.
But I did doing voice for yeah, and you know everybody can't handle what you got. You know, that's why we tell people to talk to a professional.
Mhm.
You know, you have a shadow work coach, you have therapists,
Mhm.
because sometimes our friends have their own stuff. Now we have our own stuff too now,
Come on.
but in our profession,
Yes.
you know, we're told to be neutral. You
Neutral.
know, we can't. I can't. If I'm having counter transference, if I'm talking to you about your stuff and I start crying, there's something wrong. I need to take a break, get it together, and do something. But that's why we talk to people, because our friends, you know, they got their own stuff. They got their own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And I'm
all
gonna say
right.
that, April, real quick. I feel you there completely with both hands, child. Because not every
Mhm.
a lot of what I've learned a lot of times about people, when you give them information
Mhm.
and they carry it somewhere for the purpose of, I guess, what I believe is when people carry it in a gossipy way
Yeah.
because they need to cover their own mess. Don't look at me, look at them. Let me tell you what this person's going through. So then you
Yeah.
don't see what I'm going through, and you won't ever notice that I'm over here falling apart. That's what I believe about people who don't know how to keep safe spaces. I'm gonna say,
That part.
I've had so many old women tell me all about their whole life in the past 3 days. I don't even know what's going on right now, but I sit there
Yeah.
and listen to Mama. Let me tell you, I listen to Mama, and we stand there in the middle in the heat of Atlanta in 101-degree weather. They want to talk about
Mhm.
101-degree weather, and I talk to my babies because sometimes people just pick up your
Yeah.
safe space.
That part. That part.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna answer what Denise said. Denise said, "Why? Why do I put people first? Because of childhood trauma.
Come on.
I have learned that I need validation from other people. That I need to earn love, and so in me trying to earn love, it caused me to abandon myself.
Mhm.
Now, of course, you don't realize you're doing it. You're just doing what feels good and what feels right for you for what you've been taught. That's the shadow. The shadow is telling you you're not worthy of love unless you do X, Y, Z, and you put on these performances, you know. And so I think what this last relationship has taught me is showing me that I did do that, but it didn't turn out the way I would have wanted it to because I still abandoned myself and, you know, things still went the way that they went. So, but thank you, Ken. All right. So, our next one, stage 8, when trauma release exercises bring up buried feelings and you're sitting with them for hours. Yeah, sometimes we don't know. I don't know. As you go through life and you find unhealthy coping. Maybe you buried some stuff. Maybe it just didn't seem significant and you just doing your thing. And then you get to a point, yeah, I need to work on me. I need to do some things. And then you do a trauma release exercise. Like I saw something, people were getting like these massages or something, and they were doing like, I think it was Reiki. I think it might have been Reiki, and the people was falling out on the table, you know, because they finally released it. That's why I'm like, I want to go. I need to release some stuff. You will.
I want to fall out on the table. See, that's where I'm like,
I want to release it. Let it, please, Jesus. I'm tired of holding it. I'm tired of holding it. Can I release it? Because for me, when you know, when you don't know, you don't know. You're going through life, and it's just like, okay. And then once you know, then it's your responsibility to do something with it. If I don't know, if I'm just held on in a handbasket, and I don't really know why, that doesn't excuse it.
Yeah.
You know, that's just okay. This is how I am. What in the hell? But then now I've found out, oh, I've had these things happen to me, which is affecting how I'm showing up in these places. And now it is my responsibility to do something about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really unbothered about now I am. Very unbothered about those buried feelings that may have me sit for hours. Because one of the things I was doing it anyway. Let's be clear. Before the feelings came up, I'd be awake with anxiety for hours. Yeah. A lot of people are not sleeping at night because they're depressed or they're anxious. And there's buried feelings behind those things, right? Yes. What I would do, the anxiety, say it's a bill. It's just a financial thing. I'm worried about it, and this is how I always compare it to people. I worried about it. I'm in Georgia, from here to Cali and back. I ran on foot. On foot is how I would worry about things.
Yeah.
But the more I was on the healing journey, next time, over a while, I was in Denver, Colorado. You know, maybe I got a little closer. And all of a sudden, I'm in Oklahoma. Maybe I'm in Kansas a little bit. I came into Missouri, Alabama, and I'm back in Georgia. Now, when I do it, it still happens. My triggers still show up.
Yeah.
Happen. And sometimes I might be downtown Atlanta. And sometimes I might have ran back to Cali real quick, but I call a plane back. You know what I'm saying? I call a plane back instead of on foot this time. Sometimes the triggers do not go away. And we're going to say this throughout this podcast many of times. The trigger doesn't go away. It's okay for those buried feelings to come up. Like Linkie said, talk to it. What is this? What do you want? Why are you here? Why do I need to feel this right now? And 9 times out of 10, it's going to tell you because I want you to get past it so you can get to the next level.
Yeah.
It's time to level up. Sorry, baby. I'm sorry, my babies. It's time to level up.
That part. And that rolls us into stage 9. Finding out healing and growth is a lifelong process of lessons, Lord. Ongoing healing and constant change. And that I'll be working through healing for the rest of my life. Yeah. Yeah. Because I thought I was good. I ain't gonna lie. I thought I was good. And all of the stuff I had put in place, I kind of dropped some of it. I kept my self-love altar. I was at least telling myself, I love you in the morning. When I come home from work, I love you. Had some affirmations up there. They might have been up there for a couple months. Same ones, didn't change them. But hey, they was there. And I thought, I'm good. Oh, I found my person. I'm good. Hey, I'm good. Trigger.
I'm not.
Trigger. What's my motherfucking name?
Trigger.
Oh Lord. Maybe when the trigger showed up, Lord have mercy. It's a whole different thing. And so now here I am, and all of my stuff, I'm realizing, yep, this is a lifelong thing. You're gonna have to keep doing stuff. Maybe not as much at times, but then you have to pick it back up when some more stuff show up, because life don't stop unless the Lord done put us in the ground. We're gonna still go through stuff. And as I continue to move forward, I'm gonna go through something that might trigger little Nika 1985. Something might come baby like, damn, what? What happened? Okay, I forgot all about that. Truly thought I went through every single thing about my childhood. And one little thing, somebody told me something crazy at St. Mary's. It's like, what?
Yep.
I wasn't even thinking about that. And damn it, that affected me. Well, here we go. Let's get back on. Because once you learn the things you need to do, you pick that back up. And if that ain't working for you, try something different.
Yeah. Yeah. I swear I resented this the most about the healing process. I went into pure resentment. Like, what do you mean I'm going to keep having to heal? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you ever been through a dark night of the soul. What do you mean I'm going to go through another one? That fear. There's been so many traumatic events in my life that I know that's why I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I know it because my body was in complete survival. I don't know what to do. Fight or flight. What are we doing? There didn't have to be anything to physically cause pain for me to physically feel pain. Nothing had to touch me, nothing. And just a little bit of stress would show up. My whole body would be inflamed, and my children couldn't even hardly touch me, and I couldn't close my hands. So I know for a fact that these traumas cause a real thing in us. Acceptance is when I finally stopped resenting the fact that I'm going to have to keep going through the healing process and started accepting, number one, most of the people that's under the sound of our voice are going to be chosen ones.
Yeah.
Most of the people who are going to follow this podcast, most of the people who are going to listen to what we're saying is because they're being called to heal their generational trauma.
Amen.
It's not just about us. When you go through this stuff, go through trauma, it's not just about you feeling better about life. It's you about to help somebody else feel better. It's your children. It could be your parents. We heal our grandparents and the people who come behind us. But that jump hurts. So, I mean, it is an ongoing process, but I'm starting to fall in love with it all over again because what I'm seeing manifest before my very eyes is a beautiful life. It's one that I have two boys and they're just yummy. You know, I just have so much fun with them. I was with my 7-year-old and we hung out most of the day yesterday and he was so well behaved. I'm like, I did something right. And I'd have to cuss him, make him feel bad about himself as a child. I don't do that for my children. You see the breaking of the generational curses. So yeah, we're going to be learning these lessons, but there's going to be a nice, tangible gift on the other side of the pain that's going to teach you you're doing all right. Yeah, there's going to be some pain that comes, but you're going to be all right.
That part. I think that although it sucks, I feel like, I am grateful for the journey because at this stage, there are things I am learning about myself and understanding about myself. And like I said, this came about because of healing journey, you know, and so being able to help others, that's what I do. We're healers. That's what we do. We get paid to do it and we do it for fun. Okay.
That sounds so crazy. But yes, we do.
We do. Yeah, for sure. All right. Let's look at stage 10, trying to shift back into reality after deep diving into shadow work. Child, you can't unsee the scene. What is that? I can't unsee it. If I realize where it comes from, it's there. That's what people don't want to talk about folk being woke. They turn woke into something else.
Yeah.
But this is the awakening. Carl Jung talks about it. You know, there's a point where you have this hermit mode, or you have this time where you go within and you discover all of these things about yourself.
Yeah.
You see all the shadows, uncover them,
Mhm.
work towards dispelling them and healing them, and you a whole different person.
Mhm.
You a whole different person. This version of Linkie is not the Linkie that was here last year in 2025. You know, for one, I've experienced some things, and then for certain, this experience has been a lot to teach me how to love myself, to be cognizant of, am I putting myself first? Am I pouring into me? How can I help anybody? How can I love anybody if I don't get me together first? You know, that part. And I think for sure I've had that lesson before, but if you don't learn it, you're going to repeat it.
Yep.
And here I am at this point, determined to not repeat that.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes you see a little clearer once you really go through it. So I think I'm seeing more clear now,
Mhm.
a lot of things, you know, they get fuzzed over because you have your own stuff you want to put into. We want to distort reality.
Yeah.
When it's truly staring us in the face. Now, it can't be that. It must be this. Nah, it is what it is. It is. It
It is.
is.
Yeah. I've had at least number one, I don't accept every person who comes to me for coaching. Let's be clear. I know for a fact they're not ready. Some people just, you're not, what it say, trying to shift back into reality after deep diving in the shadow work. Some people are not ready to take responsibility for themselves. They're still stuck in and grounded in.
Yeah.
One young lady I accepted, and I kind of knew I shouldn't have. She left because she just wanted to blame everybody else. She got mad at me because I was helping her come to grips with, okay, that's true that they did this, but you have,
Yes.
the perspective has to change for the healing. She was not trying to hear it. It's the only person I ever had leave me. Second person, she she raves about me to this day, but she will talk on Facebook Live about how her life coach, me, made her face herself, and she was like, I was like, fuck this bitch. I was like, she said she'll say it on live, but she was like, I wasn't gonna come back to her. She said, because she said, but I realized she was telling me the truth.
Yeah. Like Jack Nicholson said, sometimes we can't handle the truth.
You can't
But the
handle-
truth shall set you free.
That's what
Okay.
shadow work is gonna do. It's gonna open you to a space that requires you to be accountable for your life. You
Yeah.
can't blame anybody or anything. Not your blackness, your womanness, your whiteness, you're going to take accountability for all what you're going to create for yourself. And that requires letting a lot of stuff go. And once you do it, there's no turning back.
Yeah. Yeah. That part. And one thing I have learned, in shadow work, the source of a lot of things came from childhood. Instead of holding on to that and begrudging, for me, I have learned to forgive and give people grace. I have to think about, love my parents. I know my parents love me. Their parenting style, they were Black parents, so they did what every other Black parent did. They did a lot of fussing and a lot of these things. And I understand that wasn't to specifically hurt me in some kind of way. They were just trying to get me together.
Yeah.
They saw the leader in me that I didn't see. And I was being a follower. And so, did it, make me feel the way it did. But I've learned, to give them grace. I understood where they were, and not holding on to that, not using it as a crutch or a reason to, oh, woe is me type thing, know. So, definitely. All right, stage 11, when you realize you've made progress, but you're still kind of a hot mess. I mean, hey, sometimes I feel like, I feel like a nut. Sometimes I don't. Not like that. But sometimes we have situations that it seems like you might have a repeat situation, but you should stop and think about it. Like, wait a minute. Do I really want to go back into this situation that I know is not going to be good for me? Am I really ignoring red flags, or do I see them as they are? Will I cut somebody out? I just might. Don't think just because I'm on peace and shadow work, and I'm healing journey and kumbaya and everything real nice and lovely, you might get it. Catch me on the wrong day.
Yeah.
Okay. But we're human.
Yes.
And we should give ourselves some grace, with all of the work and all of the progress. I think for me, initially, I felt like, damn, what did what happened? I've been doing so much work, doing so good. And how did I allow myself to get it? But then I have to give myself grace and go on, keep working through the process. Just like when people in recovery, sometimes somebody might slip up. It doesn't mean that they failed. They just have to get right back on. Do the steps. You go through the 12 steps, get back on and get that step going again.
Yeah. People have to be reminded that the healing process is about becoming perfect.
Yeah.
People think that if I'm going through the healing process, it's for the purpose of me being a good person or a better person. No, it's about being a healed one, meaning you don't respond from pain.
Yeah.
Healing process. Let me see if y'all can see this. You'll see that little mark right there in my hand.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I stabbed myself in the hand.
Oh.
Weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Weeks ago did this happen. Probably about 6 weeks at this point. No, I never pointed a knife towards me. I don't know what made me do it that day, but I did. And so I stabbed myself. It bled like crazy. There's still a mark 6 weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a healing process. There's still a mark from when that happened to me.
Yeah.
That's the thing about the healing process is the progress has been made. The skin is no longer broken. And I have a feeling eventually the skin is going to, our skin continuously generates and heals and sheds and all that stuff. And I may not see it one day, but I'm sure some of you have marks on your body from something you had from childhood, or falling off a bicycle, or anything could have happened to you, got burnt by an iron or anything. The healing process isn't about taking the marks away.
Yeah.
It's about, I'm not going to respond from pain. I'm not going to self-sabotage my relationships and my jobs and my money and my health because of the pain that something happened from long ago. I'm working on fixing slowly, step by step, fixing that. I'm a hot damn mess. Let me tell you, Sheronda will cut somebody out quick, fast, in a hurry. Proudly, unapologetically, fuck you. Very unapologetic, but it has nothing to do with how healed I am. Matter of fact, it probably has to do with how healed I am, because I don't have time for foolishness.
That part.
I don't have time for the foolishness anymore. I've gotten to a place where that's my favorite part of my own healing process is not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm unapologetically.
Okay.
I don't care no more. And I think it's going to get worse. My grandmother's like this, so I know that's where it comes from. I don't care anymore because I love me so much. These people in these streets, and I'm glad we're here on this podcast. I'm glad I'm here with you, Linkie. And I'm glad we're spreading across these platforms because people want to come in with running their damn mouths. Let me tell you, you better watch me. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best. Okay,
Yeah.
but I will start some stuff with some folks. But part of that is very much realizing I am a hot mess still. I still have the ability to pop off, and I don't have any. Maybe in about 10 years, I'll be like, Sheronda, you need to stop cussing these folks out like that. But right now, she's a hot mess, and I love her.
Okay.
Hi, Amy. Hi, Tisa.
I've learned to put myself in timeout until I will not respond from pain. Everyone who knows me knows I run my mouth to the bitter end. I've grown. Yeah, and it's your journey. It's your journey, and we all have to discover who we are.
Yeah.
What works for us, what doesn't work, what we need to do to protect our peace, what we need to do to let somebody know, you know what, I'm gonna let you hold it for a minute because I'm not the one or the two, right? And this is the beautiful part about the journey. This is a beautiful part about life. As we learn to live life, not survive life, but as we learn to live life, it can be so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's not without its pain, trust, because, hey, we feel it, we go through it. But when we accomplish some things, when we recognize some things, it's like, wow, you mean I was worried about this, or I had this going on and make me feel this way. Now that I know and I've put in the work to feel better, I feel better in, different respects. It's still some layers. We still have layers, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. She
You put
said,
yourself in the corner.
okay, do what you gotta do, child.
Listen, you can't tell me my cursing folks out in the part of my healing. I ain't put myself in nobody corner. I'm telling you, look, what they said, what the movie, Patrick Swayze and Baby Don't Go in the Corner. You don't
Don't
put
put
baby.
baby on.
You don't put baby. I do not go in the corner, and that's why I say it's very unapologetic. But that's how my who I am is expressed through me. It's not always through cursing, of course, but it's very much knowing how to have a voice. I didn't have a voice. And I was very judged and hurt and broken. And so, girl, I'm in the middle of the room, spinning, cutting the food, just trying to keep the skirt from not flying up over my ass. That's all I'm trying to do is just, have a good time and not spin so fast that the skirt fly up. But yeah, whatever it looks like for some people, it looks like I'm gonna stop cursing. For me, it's like I'm about to curse some more.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And finally, we are at stage 12. When you finally let go of what no longer serves you, and your guides, ancestors, inner child are all proud of you.
Yeah.
Yes. There comes a point where we have to release some things, some people, places, and things that no longer serve us. We have to let go. Ideally, we might not want to, but if we realize, is this something helping me grow? Is it hurting me? Is it keeping me stagnant? Because I can put in all of the work that I need to. And if I'm in the same environment that's toxic and unhealthy, how it's going to stop my growth. I'm ashamed to show y'all my plant. My poor plant dead. I think I watered it too much. I was trying to pee is dead. Vivica's like, girl, don't you kill me. My poor plant. I'm trying to figure it out. But the interesting thing, as the dead leaves were there, I'm talking to the plant. I'm cutting off the dead leaves. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And it made me think about, why would I keep the dead leaves on a plant? Because it's not going to serve the plant any. I need to cut them off. And so I've cut off a lot. And I'm thinking maybe she needed to be bald-headed so she can get, her life back. I don't know. I'm sorry, P. Maybe she had to cut all that out, Lord, so she can get her life back.
She bald-headed, y'all.
She bald-headed. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. But in life, we can't keep doing some of the same old stuff and want something different.
Yeah.
If it does not serve us, we have to release it.
Yeah.
And as people, now if people heal and find their way back to us, okay, amen. But otherwise, I need to look, y'all laugh at my poor little plant. My poor plant. I'm glad they don't call the police on you behind plants. It's too hot to go to jail this summer.
Look, we're still working on you. You better get that green finger. He's coming.
I'm trying. Their part.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That no longer serves you thing is very important to pay attention to, y'all. Just pay close attention to what's not supporting you.
Mm-hmm.
What doesn't feel good when you walk into the room with it? Does it feel good? Or do you hate it? Do you feel tense? Do you feel excited? What feels good? And if it don't feel good, it might not be supporting you.
Yeah.
And your guides and ancestors, and they're proud of you anyway. Let's be clear. They're supporting you, they're guiding you, they're right there with you. But you have to be kind of aware of what's not serving you. And I'm rooting for all of you. You got this.
That part. Awareness is important. Self-awareness is important. That's the number one thing. Because when you go back to the first stage, you have to be aware that something is up and I need to do something different. I need to start this journey.
Mm-hmm.
The healing journey is indeed a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that is worth it. Mm-hmm. I can tell you. We go through things. If you did not go through the healing journey, you would still feel stuff. So why not take the time to do something that's going to benefit you as opposed to something that would keep hurting you or you keep hurting yourself in some kind of way? So the pain is there. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I'm glad I have the type of job I was, have a couple of weeks off for the summer, because if I had to try to keep going to work with this like this, ain't nothing to get done. Jeremy
Yeah.
running away. It was nothing would get done. So I'm grateful that I was able to
Divine timing, baby.
have this time, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, thank you. Thank God. Okay. But even if you don't have that time to be off work per se, just do what you have to do. You know, that was helpful for me because of all the hats I wear for sure. I needed that downtime. Practice still rolling. I just needed, some downtime for me. That's how I was able to deal with it. But take whatever time you need for yourself as far as let me, when I get off work, let me have time to myself in my home. Uh, you know, meditating, talking to the coach, talking to the therapist, joining a group, whatever, reading a book, whatever I need to do, affirmations, all of these things that we have listed.
Yes.
These are helpful tools for you. So if you're trying to figure out, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, this is a start. This is a start.
Yeah. I just want to thank everybody who came in tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you for interacting. Thank you for all the comments. Please be aware, we put 12 stages because we enjoyed these particular 12 stages that we saw. But you never know what that's going to look like. It doesn't have to be linear. We've talked about it before. It doesn't mean you go from 1 to 2 to 3 and things like that. And if you want an actual copy of these stages, let me or Linkie know. We'll get that to you as well so you can have an idea of what you want to study. But take your time and love on yourself. Just love yourself really good. You deserve the journey. It's a journey, baby.
It is a journey.
It's a journey. There's no end line until life ends, okay?
All right. Well, this was good. This was good. Again, thank you to everyone who came out. If you are catching the tail end of this, you can catch the replay on Linkie Love. You can go to YouTube, go to Larnika L, catch it on YouTube, and give it a little time. It's going to be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Pandora, and we will be adding more. So I hope y'all have a good night.
Yes.
Y'all be blessed, and we'll see you next time.